drugs, entertainment, cause I reign.
Welcome to Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment, starring G from the Shop and Mark Walter Ward. Please subscribe to us on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts from. What up, world? It's your boy Mark Walter Ward, S.D.E, Super Facts Network. Instead of G with me, I got a special co-host today, Pangeaux. What's up, brother? How you doing?
How's it going, man? I'm doing good.
Man, the reason we even have, he's a talented musician. Make sure you go check him out on wherever you stream your or get your music at. Capital Pangeaux. I guess singer-songwriter, but just all around eclectic and innovative musician. But in his link tree, which is for those who aren't familiar, it's something that you can put in your social media bios, that when you click it, it'll give a bunch of different links. Musicians use it to link to their Spotify, their Apple, and in his he has one of him hitting a game-winning shot and playing college basketball, which that's not typically what you see in an artist bio, link tree, whatever. So off camera, I asked him about basketball, and we talked a little bit about the show too.
Yeah.
But you're from Kentucky, and I automatically assumed that you was gonna be a big Wildcats fan.
Yeah, nah. Total opposite, actually.
A total opposite. So you just like them.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, growing up, my dad was a big Duke fan, so like it was kind of put on me.
We ain't tell the people he's a big Duke fan.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm a Duke fan. Unfortunately for a lot of people out there, I know there's a lot of haters out there, but yeah, me and my dad like basically put me on to Duke when I was a kid, and like ever since then, I just kind of like watched them and been a fan since. But it's been tough being in Kentucky and a Duke fan, especially as like growing up and all your friends are Kentucky fans and they're just ragging on you whenever Duke loses or vice versa.
And then you got Coach Cal and Coach K sniping at each other and all that other shit.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So let me ask you this. So did you lose any respect for Coach K after 1 year he called out Cal for having the one and dones, and then the next year has some himself?
Did I lose respect for him? I'm not gonna say I lost respect for him. It was just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like, at some point, it was like he took the one and done thing, and I guess he just, saw what it was doing for Cal. But I almost feel like, what he did with the freshmen, not that he did it better, but I mean, I don't know. It basically got to where like that's what college basketball was for real, and him being at Duke, one of the biggest programs in NCAA. I feel like he, took that route and saw kind of, what it
it's changing fast though. You want to hear something? I heard something on a podcast today. It blew my mind. Gonzaga got the number 1 recruit in the nation and the number 10 coming in this year, giving them 2 top 10 recruits. And the number 10 is actually the top point guard, apparently. And I ain't gonna fake like I'm hip to him. And Kentucky has no top 10 recruits.
Really? That's crazy. Well, Gonzaga, I mean, it seems like Gonzaga's kind of doing the same thing now. I mean,
I know, but how crazy would that be? Like imagine if you could have bet on that 5 years ago that Gonzaga would have more top 10.
Okay.
Your odds would be astronomical. You know what I'm saying? We'd be making up pandemics with Bill Gates and shit right now. We'd be rich like that.
For real. I know. That's crazy. It's honestly crazy this past year of college basketball. Just the fact that like Duke and Kentucky didn't even make the tournament, and North Carolina. I mean, like a lot of like the blue bloods, as they call it, weren't as dominant as they've been in the past.
Well, we was gonna get into your history, but that was gonna be something I was gonna talk about. I'm a huge Maryland fan. Like I grew up where I could catch the subway and go to Maryland games. I saw some of those classic Maryland Duke games in Cole Fieldhouse. Unfortunately, Duke had like one of the biggest comebacks ever.
Yeah.
But we did get them on our way to a national title. So
yeah,
that's what's up.
I always like whenever Duke played Maryland at Maryland, it was like as a kid I was just always like, oh, here we go, like we got to play Maryland, because it was always a good ass game, and it was like we always Duke always played bad at Maryland.
And so what I was gonna say is when Maryland left and went to the Big Ten, bro, I just basically stopped paying attention to college basketball, especially because like I was always more of an NBA fan. And what happened in college started informing what happened in the NBA less and less. I mean, seriously, in the last decade, I've watched more FIBA and G League. Like this last year, I got into the G League because I was watching that elite team that had the high school players on it.
Yeah.
And then I watched this FIBA World Tournament. See, I don't want to get it wrong, but Luka Doncic's country won, and it was before he got drafted.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and like his team had Goran Dragic, and they had a couple other NBA cats on it. I don't want to get nothing wrong. I think it had what was homeboy's name, like Dragon Bender or whatever.
Oh,
But
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
but they won the whole tournament. This big deal FIBA European Cup, and homeboy Luka was like 17. And Goran Dragic was deferring to him, and the Bama made like 3 game-winning shots over the course of the tournament. It was like a soccer tournament, like pool play,
Yeah.
and then the little rounds, and like he was making game-winning shots, 17, playing in the pro league, and that shit, it got me mad onto the FIBA, because if you get ESPN Plus, which I do because I like UFC so much, you can watch mad of the overseas shit, you can watch all the G League shit. And that pretty much just wiped the college basketball off my slate, because like I lost my love for the ACC.
Yeah.
I lost my love for the Big East, because growing up in the DC area, that's what I grew up on.
Yeah.
And that shit basically all just dissolved. And then when you watch this FIBA shit and this G League shit, it's a higher level basketball.
For real, yeah. I feel like the NBA, like right now, with all the talent, I feel like it's almost damn near like the best it's ever been. Just because I feel like from like the rookie classes to all the way up to the veteran, like LeBron James type people, like who have been in the league that long, like there's still so much talent that's like, I almost feel like college basketball like will slowly turn into back how it was in the day, where it's like you got people staying like 4 years, 3 to 4 years, and developing in those 4 years, and then having like, teams like, I just like, there's the Duke team back in like 2010. Like it was like the perfect mixture of like young freshmen and sophomores, but like you had your veterans with like John Shire, Nolan Smith, Lance Thomas, like Brian Zubek. And those,
It's funny, bro, not to interrupt you, but on that same podcast, Nolan Smith's name came up.
for real.
Yeah, they it's like they have this running feature where they cover one team every week and watch all their games and bring somebody that covers their team from another podcast or some such shit. And then they do like a little trivia game with them. And they had them name the 5 lowest PR and plus minus players in Portland history. And Nolan Smith was one of them.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
And he's also like one of the 10 lightest people to play in the NBA after the year 2000.
Damn.
Yeah, 167. He was like the lowest weighing rookie in like 27 years when he came to the NBA.
That's crazy. I wouldn't expect that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I remember Nolan Smith well, and I didn't know none of that. I mean, the advanced metrics shit, that shit could as he never really became more than a bench player, so that could just be indicative of the lineups he was playing with. Like a lot of those advanced metrics are kind of game towards who you play with,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And like I'm sure he wasn't balling with some stunners. I don't even think. I mean, I don't know. Did he even play 8 years in the league?
Nolan Smith?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't remember him having too long of a career in the NBA.
That was something I was going to ask you as a Duke fan. Why do you think so many of their talents don't translate well to the NBA? And I feel like Jay Williams has to be excluded, because like I'm not gonna act like my mouth a prayer book, right? But very rarely. And one reason why I rarely get shit wrong is I rarely venture forth an opinion. But when I saw Jay Williams the very first time, I was like, man, that dude is going to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he was cold.
And like, I ain't never, like, really, bro, I probably said that about 4 people. And it's like LeBron James. I saw Allen Iverson's first game. Well, I saw his first summer league game when he got out of prison. But I saw his first game at Georgetown, too. I mean, bro, lived in D.C. Shit, you better take advantage of that shit.
Yeah, for real.
And shit, I can't even think of who else, but Akeem Olajuwon. But like he had already been playing, but like I remember he was like the first big man to look like mad different to me because like I started watching like maybe 2 years before Shaq came in the league,
Hmm.
and all them other big men was kind of like just back it down, back it down, back it
Yeah,
down, and either go for a hook or like a fadeaway turnaround. And he was like, like facing up on Bama's and shit. It was something different, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Especially like in like 1992, you feel me? But that man, I got tangential as a motherfucker. So why you think the Duke players don't do so well in the NBA?
I mean, here's the thing. I feel like because you got to think about like what year, like time span. Because I feel like ever since like when Duke first got Austin Rivers, I feel like that was I remember that being like the first. Well, him and Kyrie were like the first like superstar like top recruits that really came to Duke, and I feel like from there, like after that, like
You
the
mean
and
you mean in your lifetime? Because like let's not forget
yeah,
like Grant Hill and Christian Laettner, like they
yeah,
were big deal recruits.
yeah, but
Talking about your dad. I bet your dad probably was watching it when like they had Jay Billis on the team. He probably remember seeing him play.
shit, my dad's not even that. I don't. When did Jay Billis play? Was he in the 80s?
88.
Yeah, so my dad was probably
He was like a senior when Laettner was a freshman.
okay. Yeah, So those were like that was like I don't know much about them years just because that was way before my time
Well,
and
I know you done seen the little Laettner beating Kentucky shit
yeah.
ad nauseum and Thomas Hill crying. You ever seen the ridiculous Grant Hill alley oop?
Oh yeah, the one where he's like in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, yeah.
Did,
Like,
did, not
yeah.
go ahead, my bad.
No, I wasn't gonna go ahead.
Did you catch the Fab 530 for 30?
Yeah, I watched that. That was crazy. Yeah.
Well, what went through your mind when you said when Jalen Rose was saying that shit about how they looked at them as bougie and privileged and they wanted to and he said years later he realized it was hate because he had everything he wanted.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like you know what he was. It's not like what he was saying. I feel like it was valid that he felt the way he felt. You know what I mean? Because you got a literally like a private school versus whatever. I don't know if Michigan's public or whatever it is, but like,
Yeah, it's a state school.
yeah, I mean, it's just like Duke's. I feel like Duke's always been considered just like a type of school that's like not in Ivy League, but like an Ivy League type school, just because of like.
Well, they're definitely like an Ivy League basketball program. You could say
Yeah.
that.
So I mean, like,
I know the GPAs is high around that motherfucker. I bet you ain't amount of money. I never even looked at him before, but I'd be willing to bet.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, like,
Well, North Carolina was cheating, and I guarantee Duke wasn't out getting done by North Carolina in GPAs. I'm not saying the Duke would have cheated, but I guarantee all them cats at Duke was getting good grades.
yeah.
I mean, for one thing, there's a lot of intelligent athletes come out of Duke, which might be explain some of the NBA problem because they said sometimes the smarter cats have less success because they're too in their head.
I mean, damn, I never really thought about it like that, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, whoever said that, that kind of makes sense, I guess.
Well, they really used to apply it to David Robinson because he was like a genius cat. He was like taking apart computers and rebuilding them when he was 8 in like 1986 or whatever. He would have been 8, and he did that whole naval shit and grew like a foot his first year. Like he wanted to be in the Navy for real, but then he went from like 6'4" to 7'1", like when he was 19 and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I cut that out.
Yeah, so he ended up being in the NBA, but he was super smart. So there's like he ain't have the killer instinct, and his mind would be on other shit because he was sitting there like coding back when they were doing. See, I ain't nerdy enough. I don't know, but like them old,
Yeah, but like
old computing.
that's crazy that he was probably doing that back in the day before it was even.
Yeah, it was like when it was like the green letters on the black screen shit. But that's when I started hearing like that intelligence shit. And I've heard them say that about a few people, and then they say the lower intelligence people are less inclined to get caught up in the moment. Like let the moment overwhelm them because sometimes they're not perceptive enough to grasp it. I don't want to shit on anybody, but one of the players on a team that's won championships repeatedly is clearly not the brightest guy in the world. I'm so sure.
Who are you talking about?
He's announced he's missing this year, and he's an outstanding defender. That's what I mean. I'll tell you off air. Like I said,
Oh, no, because I'm trying to put it.
I ain't here to be mean to people. I mean, it may rhyme with Ray Bronson.
Okay, okay, okay. Damn. Well, that's great. That's honestly like I feel like that's some crazy psychology with basketball because I like to be honest, I've never like thought of that, but like I don't
Well, I mean,
know.
let's keep it real. Like, without even talking about you personally, I guarantee Cats smoke bud on teams you played on before.
Mm, I ain't trying to out nobody.
I mean, bro, I played mad organized basketball. Everybody smoked bud. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'll speak from my experience then. And motherfuckers weren't getting high. I mean, like that shit job was a performance enhancer in a way, because like, in a playoff game, you less likely to be tense.
That's true.
You have less inflammation. Pool players and shit, like anything that involves gauging distance and hurling objects or propelling objects, marijuana seems to help it if you don't overdo it. You could definitely consume too much and it'll fuck your whole shit up. But there's definitely a sweet spot where marijuana can make you better. Like I noticed, if I was like the right level of high, I could pass a lot better.
Really?
Have that feel for where somebody would be at.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, like I've like after I got out of college, like when I would go play ball a little, and I was smoke before. The one time though, it was just like I got way too high, and it was just like I came out sluggish as shit.
You can't be baked.
Yeah,
you just gotta be kind of mellow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, like, shit, I can definitely see that for sure. I feel like, I mean, for me, dude, that I know for a fact, like there was definitely there was games where I would be like anxious, like right before just to get the game started. And I feel like, like as far as like coming out, the one thing was like once I got into the game, I was feeling like anxious and I got like start to move and start to playing and like eventually got it out, but it was always just like right before the game started. It was like this little bit of like, I don't know, just it was like excitement, but also just like, I don't know, it was just like just me being.
Did you ever be thinking about shit like I used to think about, like, man, what if I tripped in warm-ups?
Yeah, just thinking about stupid shit that probably just like get your focus kind of out of the game or just like out of the moment for real, and then it's like it just kind of fucks you up like in the game.
Definitely. How would you describe your game?
I would say, I would say I was a smart point guard, to where
A heady decision maker.
yeah, I mean, like there's definitely games where I've like, dude, there was one game in college. I'm pretty sure I had actually the crazy part about the game-winning shot that I hit that game. I'm pretty sure I had like a triple double with like almost like 10 turnovers because the team was like they would press us the whole game. So
Right.
like you're just getting sped up the whole game. And I was like, I think was I a freshman then? Yeah, I was a freshman. So like I'm getting in the game and just like making dumb freshman mistakes and shit. But I would just say I was just like, getting the team in offense, like getting us set up for offense and just kind of being the main ball handler for real.
Do you feel the void?
Do I feel the void?
Yeah. And if so, has music helped fill it? Totally filled it?
Yeah, I mean, like I still like going out and like you talking about like me going out and playing still like
not a void of competitive basketball, because it's a lot more to it. It's the camaraderie of the locker room, it's practice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the one thing I look back on, just especially college, just because that was when I was traveling the most for basketball. Just like the bus trips and just being in that team setting is just it's just something I miss for sure. Just because it was always fun to always like have a goal and to work for something and then like go and play a game or like play a tournament. You know what I mean? And
do you mind if I ask if you graduated?
College?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't. After my sophomore year, I didn't go back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you left to pursue music then. So music was that viable or that desirable?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it's crazy to think about because like just because like my life prior to that, like I didn't start making music till I got to college. It was like I was 2 years into making music, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, whoa, I think this is like my passion, and like I really think this is what I want to do. And I just kind of like took that jump and that leap to really like get into it and pursue it. And it was just a for real like a 180 turnaround just for like my family and a lot of the people that knew me just because I played basketball my whole life, like ever since I was probably like 5 or 6. So like people seeing me doing music was just like it was confusing to them.
They thought you was crazy for leaving school.
Yeah, like I dude, like especially like where I'm from, I'm sure a lot of people like when they found I remember telling some people like, yeah, like I'm pursuing music, not playing basketball anymore, not going to school. And it was just like kind of like a look of just like, wait, what? Like, what did you just do? And I was just like, yeah, like I'm just doing it. And looking back,
How long ago was this?
this was 2017.
Damn. So I mean, I ain't trying to interrupt you, but man, bro, you got a legitimate fan base. Because from our music episode, make sure you go check that out on the Superfacts Network.
Yeah.
Just look up Pangeaux. You'll find it at YouTube, all that good shit. But you tweeted the YouTube video, and that shit got by far more retweets than any of my shows. And I done had shits with like Yuck Mouth, Fiend, um, cats from Twister's group, all kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I would say that, before I started making music, I had like, I was decently friends with a good amount of people, so like when I dropped my first song ever, it was like I got a good response from just kind of people who knew me and people kind of just like surprised that I was even making music, but still.
Did you ever doubt it?
Music?
No. Just the response to that first song. Because did you ever think, man, are they just telling me this because they know me, or was it like you could just tell it was genuine?
I feel like I could definitely tell it was genuine just because, like, I feel like the amount of people that like responded to it, it was like some people that I like didn't really expect. It was a lot of just like, whoa, like I didn't think you would be the one to respond to this or like you would be the one to like it. And I mean, even if there were people there that just liked it just because they knew me, that's still kind of like I fuck with you for even doing that just because no matter it's just almost like a support thing, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
support someone who's kind of just out here, trying to have fun and, chase some type of dream. So but I feel like it was a lot. It was genuine for sure. And that was just kind of like I don't know, it just shocked me because I was like nervous as hell to put that song out just because I didn't know what people's reaction would be. And it was just like the first time I've ever put something like put myself out there like that to where it was like me singing or me trying to like rap, you know what I mean?
And it's all on you. Like you don't got teammates to console you if it's.
Yeah, it's just like, people might think it's ass, and you just kind of, I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely weird just because considering who I was growing up and like I was such a shy kid growing up that like even performing is just kind of like me thinking about it is just like crazy to me because I always hated giving presentations in like school and just like standing in front of people.
Well, I imagine you know your material a lot better than you knew the shit you had to say at school.
What's that?
I said I imagine you know your material. You're about to perform way better than you knew the shit you had to
Oh
say at school.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, enthusiasm makes all the difference in
Yeah,
public presentation.
facts. Yeah.
But back to the basketball shit. Who's your favorite Duke player ever?
Probably JJ Redick for real. He had the most influence on me, I would say, for sure. Because
I saw him play in high school. One of my close personal friends was he didn't have the SATs, but he was like all state in Virginia and working at a rack of restaurants with him, Tony Nylander, and they went all the way to like the state quarterfinals, and they played JJ Redick's team from Roanoke, and I saw they both Tony had 41 if I remember correctly, and JJ Redick had 44, but he had like 22 of them shits in like the last 7 minutes of a close playoff game. that was much closer to my man Tony's school than it was to his school. So there was a sizable. It was actually at George Mason. I'm sure you heard of George Mason when they
Yeah.
went to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a sizable contingent rooting against JJ Redick, and he shut everybody the fuck up.
Damn. Yeah, he was like, dude, like even in college, that's how it was. Like he was like the second Christian Laettner that Duke had. And
He was never really dirty though. Like
he was just good. I feel like people hated him for that.
yeah, but then they liked Adam Morrison, so I ain't get that. I mean, I guess it must have been an all Duke thing because it couldn't have been just strictly a white thing. Because like I said, everybody loved Adam Morrison. They loved Jimmy Fredette.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what Duke's had though. It's always like there's always that one white player from Duke that
Yeah, Woj.
Yeah, Grayson Allen was another one that got shitted on a lot, but he was doing some shit that I was like, bro, come on, like why are you doing that?
I mean, I agree with you on that, but I think he's underrated and he's developing into quite an NBA role player.
Dude, he's a tough NBA player, and even like he's a good part of the reason they won that national championship too against Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, I mean he's underrated. He can run the point a little bit. He's switchable on defense. Like you say, he's definitely tough. He's good drawing charges.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the most athletic. Like he ain't gonna get no chase down blocks, but he does change direction pretty well. He plays team defense good. Like I'm a Wizards fan, and I would love to have Grayson Allen, especially because I'm sure you could probably get him on the cheap. But I feel he almost like one of them Shane Battier cats that people ain't really gonna appreciate, but you're gonna look up one year and he's gonna be like the eighth man on some team that done won 3 of the 5 championships and shit on like some Sean Livingston or Andre Iguodala type shit.
Damn, I could definitely see that.
Well, I mean, smart motherfuckers like I mean, not that Dave Robinson's smart, but smart players. When you got like them 8th and 9th Bammers coming off the bench that ain't worrying about scoring, to just be like them smart ass connector players.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you get them on a team for 3 or 4 years, that's when you're gonna start seeing some runs. You know what I mean?
True.
Like to your theory about college basketball, you're gonna start seeing them senior laden teams start winning the chip more and more.
For real, yeah, I agree.
And I mean, unless Gonzaga can keep getting elite European talent, which seems to be a thing as well.
Yeah, and dude, with this whole transfer thing, like college basketball has turned into NBA free agency. It's crazy.
I mean, I feel like good. Let them go where they want. Let them make money off that
shit. It's just crazy because it's like the type of teams you can put together teams now. Like the players can put together teams if they really want to.
And why shouldn't they? I mean, that's what the Fab Five did. I mean, shit. And a lot of time the basketball players know way more about basketball than the coaches and the administrators and the athletic director do. And then half the time you got these players at these colleges that they should have known from the jump not to go to that college. Like they ain't go work with that type of coach and vice versa. But they so caught up on just getting the most talent, don't even be looking at like the personality,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of that shit. I don't know. What level did you play? What college did you play at?
I played at Carson Newman University.
So like
it was Division II.
So that's more like team and life building oriented. But like you see that major level shit, like that shit's some just soulless corporate shit for real.
I'm not gonna cap. Yeah. It's low key, like I'm not gonna sit here and call it like the NBA, but to an extent of just like
morally it's worse than the NBA because they justify not playing players for moralistic reasons that are supposedly for the players' benefit, and they get this free education and all this shit. And how the fuck is somebody who has a product that's geared towards young people who takes so much money from alcohol companies gonna tell me shit about fucking morals?
For real, bro. You saw the shit with like the women's locker room that happened this past year, just like how they gave, the men's locker room like a bunch of nice stuff, and then the women's got like a few things.
Oh, I don't think you're allowed to have honest opinions about these things. Because I mean, the women shouldn't have substandard facilities, but unless they're like Tennessee or UConn, what funds their facilities? Men's basketball. And see, like I'm gonna be politically incorrect by speaking just straight facts, but fuck it. And what funds men's basketball? High-level recruits. What attracts high-level recruits? Nice locker rooms. I don't know the locker room incident though. If these young women had substandard locker rooms, and yeah, that's some fuck shit and needs to be fixed.
Yeah, it was like for the NCAA tournament. It was like it was just they gave like the women's like a couple like dumbbells and like some like yoga mats and a little bit of like a little section. But
oh yeah. So they gave them some Fire Fest shit. Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shouldn't be doing no shit like that. Yeah, hell no. Nah. Yeah, that shit got to go. That type shit be in the way.
Yeah.
I mean, and since I was politically incorrect, I'll go ahead and be politically correct and drop some so-called knowledge. But like, I feel any form of discrimination or systemic racism or any of that type of shit, like if you remove the morals from it and the sides and everything and efficacy, it's just utter stupidity. Because why in the world would you remove people from the talent pool when you live in a country that's engaged in competition?
Yeah.
Capitalism is competition. So if we're a capitalist country, why the fuck do we want to dwindle the talent pool?
For real.
And yeah.
Yeah, I know you just hit me with some shit right there. I'm just kind of like taking it in for real.
Yeah, man, I've been listening to many smart people podcasts on sped up shit at 5 a.m, walking to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find some of them genius motherfuckers put that shit on 3 times speed and you can hear it in like 20 minutes. And I figure I'm only gonna get like 5% of it anyway, so shit.
Yeah, let me just get to the good parts for real.
But before we get out of here, look, we gotta talk some more sports. Well, I mean, this is S.D.E. Entertainment wise. What type of shit you be watching? What you been watching lately?
As far as
anything, like I've been watching Invincible, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, them, Snowfall.
No, I haven't really been watching like any TV shows that often. Like I usually watch TV like right before I'm going to bed. But I mean, right now on Netflix, like if you want to know what I'm watching, like you ever heard of it's called The Legend of Korra. It's like a runoff of Avatar. But
I've watched every episode. I love the metal benders.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so I just throw that on and watch that. But I've just been for real on YouTube. Like I've been watching like NBA highlights.
You like Korra better than Avatar?
I don't know for real, because like I like the story of Korra and just kind of like the aspect.
Do you like Bolin? Like I thought Bolin was annoying. Have you've seen the whole thing, right? I ain't trying to spoil shit for you.
No, I haven't seen the whole thing yet.
Okay, well, without giving away any details, I found Bolin a little annoying at the beginning, but then he ended up becoming one of my favorite characters. Have you watched all the Avatar?
Not all of it. Not the whole thing.
See, I fucks with Zuko more than anybody on both of them shits. I fucks with Zuko.
Really?
Yeah, Zuko and his uncle. His uncle badass. I fucks with him.
Yeah.
I want to be like him when I get old, man. Like I want to grow and be Zuko uncle. That's some aspirational shit right there.
For real. But other than that, like, I've just been on YouTube for real watching like I was watching NBA highlights, just watching just random like interviews and stuff of artists and random stuff. And then I've just kind of been working on music as well. So I can't really say I've been watching like too much TV.
Did you watch The Wire?
The Wire? No, I've never seen that.
Wow. That's the best television show in history, brother. Have you watched The Sopranos?
I've seen like the first 2 seasons of The Sopranos.
So you ain't no big TV person in general, huh?
Not like I have certain shows that I watch. Like I just got done watching, like as far as just like animation stuff, there was this TV show called Blood of Zeus that I just watched. That was fire.
Yeah, that shit's pretty good. I'll be watching that shit with my son. Like I ain't trying to sound all weird and shit.
What else did I watch?
You be watching anime and shit?
Yeah, I've watched just like a few animes not too long ago. The other one I watched was called Erased. That was a pretty good one. What else have I watched?
So what, you be fucking with the movies?
Yeah, I fuck with movies too. You ever watched Haunting of Hill House on Netflix?
I haven't.
No, it's like a little like thriller / horror, but that was one of my favorite TV shows that I've seen in a while. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't like. I'll go through phases where I'll like get into a TV show and like watch it a lot and just like binge watch it.
Yeah, and I feel you. I'll go through a period where I watch a lot of TVs and a lot of movies, and I'll go through months where I read and do more of this type shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
but you can't be doing the same shit all the time.
yeah. It's like it's phases with me when it comes to like stuff like that.
Hey, you know what's dope though? That movie, Promising Young Woman, where the girl be pretending to be like blackout drunk, and then she be killing the Bammers who try to rape her and shit.
Oh, I saw a preview for that. That's
Yeah, that
interesting.
shit, that shit's dope. That shit's good.
Is that on Netflix?
Nah, maybe it did just get added to one of the streamers, but like I got all them shit, so I'll be forgetting what's on what. I know it don't got no commercials in, so it ain't on Hulu.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I did.
It might be on Prime though.
Yeah, I'll have to try. Yeah, I got Prime. I'll have to look at that on
It's
Prime.
it's on one of those two.
Okay, cool. The
Yeah,
last movie.
nah, bro, that shit go hard. like she ain't playing no games. I like shit like that. I've always liked it. I don't know why, but bro, like I mean, this probably like some psycho and analyst, some fucked up shit. But for some reason, I always like shit with like girl, not like girl serial killers, but like girl assassin killers or the chick that got fucked over, like J Lo on that one show. She'd be all trained up and then fuck the dude up and shit.
You fuck with Kill Bill?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I was about to say that shit's
That
raw.
that's like the apex predator of those type of movies.
Yeah.
I
Damn,
ain't
yeah,
gonna lie though, when she plucked the eyeball out, I wasn't expecting that shit the first time. I feel like they should have warned the motherfucker.
dude. That whole movie's like that. It's just like a live action anime.
Yeah, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like usually I don't get into spoiler shit, but I read everything that's gonna happen in a Quentin Tarantino movie before I see it, because some of that shit I don't want to see, man. like some
Damn,
like because
that's
I had nightmares about that eyeball shit.
for real.
Yeah, that shit was
Damn.
too much for me for some reason.
Dude, I feel like there's a lot of movies that have come out recently that are like, dude, I saw Joker in theaters. That I'm not gonna cap. That was one of the nicer movies that I've seen in a while, especially like in theaters. But that
I bet
like,
you was thinking about that shit for a few days, right? Like I
dude, like
kept finding myself thinking about that.
I left the theater just like, what the hell? Like, kind of like, what did I just watch? And also like, I don't know, like this is gonna be rerunning in my head for a little bit, just because of how it was like almost how it was just how real they made it look. You know what I mean? Like how like it wasn't the superhero Joker. It was just like that dude was just like an everyday dude who just like turned into a villain. You know what I mean? Just because of like all the bullshit that was going on.
You probably never heard of it, but this is old movie from like the mid '90s called Falling Down with Michael Douglas, and I forget his deal, but he like a businessman, and just like the pressure of life makes him snap in LA, like he a mid management type cat, and he just going like this wild killing spree throughout Los Angeles all day, to the point that there's like helicopters and shit, and he has like a shootout on a pier and all that.
Damn, I'm gonna have to watch that.
Oh yeah, that's another memorable one. Falling Down, I guarantee it's on one of them shits.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that for sure.
See, man, look at me giving you all this old man shit. You got any young man recommendations for me? What I'm missing out on?
Dude, like I said, I don't know. I haven't watched that many like newer movies that have been made within the last few years for real. I've just been watching a lot of movies I watch have been just like older movies or just movies from back in the day.
Now I can dig it, bro. Shit, I still be watching Fresh Prince every night.
Yeah, see that's dude, the one show that I would say was like my favorite growing up was it was because it was always at like a certain night of the day, like at 10:30 on ABC Family. It was like Family Matters, George Lopez, and then Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It was like all in a row. And it was like I would stay up till like 10:30 and watch them all in a row every night before I went to bed.
That's a strong yeah, that's a strong little lineup right there.
For sure.
Shit, unless you got something to say, we can close with this. I give you a minute afterwards.
Right.
On the Roku channel, I guess it was like right between Magic Johnson lost to the Bulls in the finals, and before they found out he had AIDS. But there was like this Hawaiian Magic Johnson. If you get the Roku channel, which is free, They got all of them, and it's like this Hawaiian celebrity 3-on-3 Magic Johnson basketball tournament, and each team got an NBA player, a retired NBA player, and a star. So like Urkel's one of the cats, right? So the first game is like Magic Johnson, George Gervin, and Urkel versus fucking Sean Kemp, El DeBarge, and like David Thompson or some shit. I forgot now. But like you can watch the whole run.
What was it? This was back in like the 90s.
Yeah, like Urkel's a kid. He's on Family Matters. He's like 12 or 13.
What the hell? Damn, I'm definitely gonna have to go see that.
And that band El DeBarge. Oh, I forgot. There's somebody that's good. It might be Dwayne Martin, but I forgot because Dwayne Martin had a 10-day in the NBA. But it's somebody that's good. I forgot who it was. But they ridiculously blocked El DeBarge's shot or whichever DeBarge it was in a humiliating ass fashion. Man, that shit is rife for TikTok plumbing if I knew how to do that shit because there's all kinds of clips on that shit.
Damn. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go watch that for sure.
Bro, and then they got like this Robin Leach shit between the segments to be talking about. Like I know John Sally's one of them, and they be talking about like what they're doing in Hawaii to party. And I guess it's so unfortunate now because Magic announced that he had AIDS like right after that. But him and John, because they're somewhere nice in Hawaii. Yeah. Him and John Sally go to this club. You should just see the way the girls run up on them. I said, I guess it's unfortunate, but yeah, but it was like 1984. Michael Jackson walked up in the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. I was watching. I've been watching like random like Michael Jackson clips on YouTube, and there was just like one of him like rapping on rehearsal, and just like looking at his process for rehearsal is just like, I don't know. He was crazy.
Yeah. No, I mean. Yeah, regardless of the other shit, that motherfucker was definitely talented. I mean, it's the anniversary of Prince's death the last couple of days, and that was always like the big debate who was better.
Yeah, him and Prince. Did you ever hear about the story about the Bad song? This is what I just saw on YouTube too. Apparently him and Prince were supposed to be on the song Bad together, or he asked Prince to be on it, but like Prince said something about like the first line of the song. He said it was like on some shit like I guess the first line is "Your butt is mine," and Prince asked Quincy Jones and Michael like who's supposed to be saying that line because I'm not saying that to Michael because they were gonna do like a duet, and he just like went over, had dinner with him, and was just like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do this song, and that was like the only time they for real like that opportunity for them to like make a song together.
Well, they said Prince used to be bitching them. Like when they see each other in public, the Prince would be shitting on him, making fun of him, and putting him in headlocks and shit.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, that whole era is crazy.
There's some wild. There's some wild music stories about him. Like Eve got flown out to make a song with Prince, and I guess he was like super on his Jehovah's Witness shit, and she just couldn't make it clean enough for him. And then yeah, I mean, y'all. I don't want to butcher it, but there's like a really famous Biggie and Michael Jackson story. They made a song together. I'm sure you can find it. I know it came out on this like wild box set thing.
What? That sounds probably crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I know it's out there.
I wonder how much unreleased like feature and collab music Michael Jackson has with other artists.
Lord knows, who's gonna have the ill hard drive, and they're gonna be like vultures the day he dies is Dr. Dre.
For real, dude. I think the same thing about Kanye. Like, I can only imagine what his hard drive's looking like.
I mean, I feel you, but like the Dr. Dre jump, like people, like there's so much shit that you'll just be like, oh yeah, like that whole like 10-year period where Detox was supposed to coming out. At one point, he worked with T.I. for like 3 months. Another time, he had Dipset out there.
Damn.
Yeah, like. It's like everybody you could ever even imagine.
That's crazy.
So it's like all that West Coast OG shit.
Yeah, that's true. And he was a pioneer for sure with being a producer that worked with a lot of artists. So I'm sure he's got hella shit.
Oh yeah. Well, shit. Before we get out of here, what's your favorite sports memory?
Sports memory? My favorite sports memory. Probably.
And I mean something that you watched, not participated in. My bad. I should have made it clear.
Okay. Probably for real. Oh, probably the Cubs World Series, Chicago Cubs. Just because that was like they hadn't won one in 100 years, and I've been a Cub. Same thing with like Duke. I've been a Cubs fan my whole life, and that was just like the most heartbreaking to be a fan of because it was just like you had the years where you're really good and then you just lose in the playoffs. But 2016 when the Cubs won the World Series was probably one of my greatest sports memories for real.
So you too young for Bartman though, right?
Nah, I was alive when that happened. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that was some shit.
Yeah, that was like one of the more unexpected shits. I couldn't even imagine a situation where a fan affected an NBA playoff game.
That's crazy. That's got to be like the only sports like moment ever where that's happened.
I mean, something kind of similar. Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield had a title fight, and see, I don't want to fuck the story up, but I think one of them might have been losing a little bit, and some cat came in on like a paraglider thing he made.
Oh, I think I remember seeing that. I think I know something about.
And I think one of the fighter that was a little hurt up had time to that might not even be part of the story, but yeah, that's like about the biggest interference on like the Malice at the Palace.
That was crazy too. But that was like the crazy part about the Bartman thing was that it was the playoffs.
I know, right?
That's so crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hope Duke can be safe in Chicago.
I heard that, you know, it's crazy. When they won the World Series, they gave him a World Series ring.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I guess
that shit. And he got a 30 for 30. That shit worked out. He got more than I got out of. I ain't ever get that much good shit out of fucking shit up.
I swear, that's crazy. Well, shit. He got death threats and everything. So.
Yeah, but I mean, it only hurts till it's over, right?
Yeah, facts.
Well, shit, brother. Thank you for your time. Before we get out of here, why don't you go ahead and shout out the socials and the music and everything? Because I mean, he was nice enough to talk sports with me, but this man is a on the rise musician.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, AudioMac, Spotify. Follow me on all those channels. Pangeaux. My new single "Living Room" just dropped on all platforms, so go check that out. And yeah, that's it.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for your time.
Appreciate you, man.
No doubt. S.D.E. Superfacts Network.
The Superfacts Network, home of Jump Pop, S.D.E. and the Superfacts Show, now available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts from. Come check out St. Laz, G from the Shop, and Mark Waldo Ward.